The stars blinked like distant, scattered jewels across the endless black, but none of them shone quite like her. To the untrained eye, Zara was a regular human woman, part of the crew of a colony ship traveling through the farthest reaches of known space. But Zara's eyes, those amber eyes, were something else. They were magnetic, impossible to look away from. And it wasn't just a strange attraction. It was far more than that. Her eyes enchanted. They bewitched. And now an alien race, the Gorth, had found her. The aliens weren't interested in humanity's technology or their resources. They only wanted Zara. But there was one human who saw through the magic, who saw past her beauty, her allure. His name was Captain Alex Reed, and he had a mission: to protect Zara at any cost, even if it meant resisting the alien force that had already claimed the hearts of his crew. Story. The loud hum of the engines filled the corridors of the Astronova, a research vessel on a voyage to the uncharted sectors of the galaxy. Crew members bustled about, performing their daily duties, checking equipment, running diagnostics, monitoring deep space communication channels. Among them was Zara. The ship's navigator. She was quiet, unassuming, except for those eyes. Zara's eyes were known across the ship. The moment anyone looked into them, the world would seem to pause. Time slowed, breaths caught in the chest, and for a moment, they felt as though Zara was the only person that mattered in the universe. It wasn't intentional. It couldn't be. Zara had always wondered why people reacted like that. But she didn't think much of it, until they arrived. The Gorth had come in the dead of night, without warning, without a trace of their massive starships on radar. Zara hadn't seen them at first, of course. They made their presence known only when they boarded, their eerie, ghostly forms slipping through walls as though they didn't belong in any dimension. The Gorth were ethereal, translucent beings with iridescent skin that shimmered like the cosmos themselves. At first, the crew thought the Gorth were peaceful. After all, they didn't seem to harm anyone, just observe and speak in strange melodic whispers that left a chill down one's spine. But that was before the incident. It was during a routine check in the medical bay. Zara had been taking a break, drinking tea, when one of the Gorth approached her. Its ethereal eyes locked onto hers, its form flickering like a candle in the wind. Zara felt a strange pull as the creature's presence overwhelmed her. But just as her breath caught in her chest, she realized that she wasn't the one enchanted. "Captain!" she shouted, backing away, her voice trembling. They're not here to study us. They're." Before she could finish, the Gortha's grip was on her, its hands cool and light like a ghost's caress. And then it spoke. "You human," it said in a soft musical tone, "are our salvation. We will follow you to the stars." Zara's heart raced. But the captain, Alex Reed, was already in motion, his brow furrowed with determination. With a swift motion, he drew his blaster and fired a warning shot in the air. The sound was sharp, and the creature flinched, releasing its hold on Zara. For the first time, the Gorth were not in control. "What the hell are you doing?" Alex demanded, stepping between Zara and the Gorth. His voice was firm, unshaken by the alien's presence. He locked eyes with Zara, the only one who didn't appear to be under the creature's spell. "We're leaving. Now." The Gorth recoiled, its figure shimmering in the light. "You resist?" it asked, its voice betraying a hint of confusion. "Why?" Zara had always felt something was different about Alex, something beyond the sharpness of his mind or the courage he displayed when the ship was in danger. He wasn't immune to the Gortha's gaze, but he did resist. And that resistance, against the pull of her eyes, against the power of the aliens, made Zara's heart race in ways she never expected. No one else had been able to do that. "We have to go," Alex repeated, his voice quieter, but no less authoritative. He turned to Zara and took her hand. For the briefest moment, their fingers brushed, and something passed between them, something unspoken yet undeniable. But the Gorth weren't ready to let them leave. Within seconds, the corridor was filled with dozens of them, their ethereal forms shimmering like a cloud of stars. They moved in slow motion like they were folding reality itself with every step they took. Zara's pulse quickened. The Gorth were everywhere. And though she could feel the pull of their gaze on her, the same pull that had consumed her crew, she forced herself to focus, to breathe. Alex was by her side, his determination unshaken. "I won't let them have you," Alex said, the words coming out with an intensity that made Zara's chest tighten. He pulled her forward, weaving through the shimmering bodies of the Gorth, moving faster, more desperate now. But the aliens had anticipated their every move. One of them blocked their path, its form flickering in and out of existence like a mirage. "Why do you resist?" the creature asked again, this time with a sharp edge to its voice. "You have power. You have purpose. Come with us." Zara's breath caught. The words were intoxicating. She could feel them tugging at her mind, urging her to succumb to the alien presence, to embrace the destiny they offered her. But Alex had always been her anchor. She reached for him, feeling the tension in her heart unravel. His touch, strong and reassuring, steadied her. "Stay with me," he whispered, his voice low. "We're getting out of here. Together." The ship's alarms blared as the Gorth closed in on them, but Alex's eyes never wavered. He fired another shot, clearing a path. And with a burst of adrenaline they ran. The Gorth did not chase them, though their whispers followed like a haunting melody in the background. They made it to the ship's airlock. Zara, panting, looked back at the advancing aliens. She could feel the weight of their eyes on her, their power pressing against her. But she stood firm. She wasn't alone. Alex sealed the airlock behind them, and the ship blasted into the void. Outside, the Gorth faded into the distance, their forms lost in the blackness of space. Zara leaned against the wall, exhausted but alive. Her heart was racing, not from the chase, but from the sudden realization that her connection with Alex had deepened in a way she hadn't expected. She hadn't just been enchanted by him. She had resisted the aliens for him. Alex turned to her, his face softening. "You okay?" Zara nodded, though her thoughts were far from certain. The Gorth had left, but she couldn't shake the feeling that the hardest part was still ahead. Her eyes, her power, had been the key to the Gortha's obsession. But Alex had resisted. And that, Zara realized, was something she could never give up. "I'll be fine," she said softly, but with a strength that had grown from the fire of their shared battle. They had faced the impossible and won. Together. And as the stars continued to drift past them in the endless void of space, Zara knew one thing for certain. This wasn't the end. It was just the beginning.